All right, good morning, y'all. So I'm back. So anyway, telling y'all about this trucking company. It has been freaking crazy. I'm gonna say a nightmare now. It has been a nightmare now. I'm gonna tell you why it has been a nightmare. So they flew me out from Atlanta to Indiana. I'm originally from Indiana, but I never had been to this part of Indiana they flew me out to. So when I get there, they give me the truck, and then they give me a load. No orientation. Not a whole lot of information about the company. I'm having to ask questions. So anyway, one of the managers was like, I feel like we just rushing you. You can stay the night in the terminal tonight, and then, in the morning, you can make your delivery. Okay, cool. So I get up, I make the delivery. Now, I was told, I asked, I was like, hey, do y'all do East Coast? And they was like, oh, no, we don't do East Coast. And I'm like, are you sure? No, we don't do East Coast. I'm like, okay. So the recruiter tells me that. And then when I get to the company, the managers say that, right? So after doing my week, Monday comes, I'm getting dispatched to New Jersey. And I'm like, I asked if we did East Coast and they said no. And so I'm like, well, you know what? I really don't want to do this. I said, but this is my second time as an over-the-road truck driver. Let me just give it a chance, right? So I reached out to one of my homeboys. He do OTR, and he's from New Jersey. So I'm asking him, like, have you ever been to this city that I'm going to? And long story short, he gave me the rundown. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. But I'm really like, you know what, God? I really don't want to do this over the road. I really don't. I don't. And so everything was going wrong. I get to the truck. The truck won't start up. I'm checking everything because I'm a truck driver. So they train us about like checking different things on the truck to see what could be the problem, right? So I look at the battery volt and I see that it's like 11.9. It should be at a 14. So I tell dispatch like, hey, the truck is not starting up. The battery volt is low. It's 11.9. And so he was like, oh, do you have jumper cables? And I said no. And he was like, oh, let me see what I can do. So he hit me back and was like, oh, it's a driver. I'm about to send a driver over there. He should be there in 20 minutes. Okay, cool. It took him a little longer, but still he showed up and he was cool. So he gives me a jump and he was like, keep it running for about 30 to 40 minutes because it's going to take a while for it to charge back up. I was like, okay, cool. He was like, are you about to leave and make a delivery? I said, yeah. He's like, oh, you should be good. So I head to the delivery location. I get there and realize I don't have my purse. So I tell dispatch like, hey, I gotta go back. I left my purse in my vehicle. And he was like, okay, cool. So about time I get back, it's been over 40 minutes because I drove out there and then I had to turn back around and get it. I leave the truck on. I get out to get my purse. I get back on. The truck then cut off. It's not starting back up. I tell the dispatch like, hey, the truck's not starting up. And he was like, well, I don't have another option for you because that driver is gone for today. He was like, the other option I have for you is to go buy some jumper cables and jump it with your car. Who? Who? I'm not using my car to jump a company's truck. Are you crazy? I said, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that. So he was like, oh, I don't have another solution. Let me figure out what I can do. So he texted me back and was like, oh, there's another truck there. You can just have that. So that means I got to move all my stuff out of this truck, move all my stuff into that truck. So I'm like, I'm going to start gathering my stuff up. Let me go over to the truck to see, to check it out, make sure it don't got no problems or whatever. So I couldn't even get in the truck at first because something was wrong with the door. The truck wasn't bad. It had some hardware missing, but I was just like, I can go get this money. But then it was something wrong with that truck. And I was like, you know what? It's been a long day. I've been going through too much. I said, let me just start over in the morning. And he was like, okay. Now, in the midst, while I was waiting for that driver to come give me a jump, a company that I had been doing contract work with had called me and said that he had two job opportunities that was paying really good. And it's local. I said, oh, my God, look at God. Thank you, God. I said, yes. I was like, when can I start? And so he was like, I'm trying to get a group of truck drivers together now, but I want to make sure that, like, y'all dedicated, when you say, I said, well, I got a good record. I said, if you give me work, I'm showing up. I said, local? He was like, yeah. And I said, and you said they paying good? Oh, I said, I'm showing up every day. And so he was like, okay, I'm going to put you at the top of the list. So I'm like, you know what? I don't got to be at this company. They don't got proper equipment. Then if anything goes wrong with the trucks, right, you have to take it way to Indiana. I'm in Atlanta. You have to take it way to Indiana to get anything fixed on the truck because their main terminal is in Indiana, and the terminal that they have here, it doesn't have a mechanic shop. So anyway, I just go ahead and let them know, like, hey, thanks for the opportunity. I'm gonna just go ahead and resign. And so the dispatch was like, no, the manager was like, please call me. But by this time, dispatch was like, well, what can we do to help you or whatever to stay? And so I said, properly working equipment. And I said, no East Coast. And he was like, let me see what I can do. So him and the manager usually communicates with each other. So I'm assuming that they talk to each other. I didn't hear back from him. I wake up this morning at 2 a.m. I get a notification with my pay stub. And it says that they deduct $500 from my pay stub for a truck recovery. Meaning that they wanted me to return the truck back to Indiana, but they have a terminal here. And I said, how in the hell do I supposed to return a truck when the truck ain't even cutting on? The truck ain't even working, but they took $500 out of my check. And I was told that it's a lot of drivers that when they quit or they leave the truck there. And I was also told this, that a lot of drivers don't stay over a week because the company bullcrap. That's what I was told. So anyway, yeah, they robbed me. They took $500 after I work out of my pay. And so I'm just like, I'm hitting up the dispatch and the manager like, how are y'all taking $500 out of my check when the truck don't even work? The truck don't even cut on. Give me my money. Even if it did turn on, how can you take $500 out of my check? Nowhere in the contract it says if you don't return, then we're going to deduct $500. It does not say that. It does not say that. So I don't know if I need to get a lawyer in Atlanta, but for sure I know that this company is on some BS. You cannot take $500 from employee, especially if I have anything to the truck. There's no physical damage to the truck. There's no accident, nothing. Only thing that's wrong with the truck is that it's not turning on, and that's not my problem. That's a problem that they have to take care of. But they took the $500 out of my check. Yes, definitely some BS. So I gotta find a lawyer or keep like trying to talk to them. But I'm like, y'all got the right person. Y'all don't know who y'all hire. I'm gonna blast y'all. I don't even like talking about companies because I feel like it's promoting. And I don't get paid. I could get paid if I did a video, but I don't get paid for that. If I'm going to talk about a company and tell drivers to go to that company, I want to make sure that it's a solidified company and that I also earn money from telling people. So if they want to give me money for like recruiting truck drivers for them, then I'm all down for it. But if it's not, I'm not telling nobody. Like, they're like, oh, I seen you work here. Where you? I ain't telling nobody where I worked at. I don't get paid for that. But I'm especially not. Well, I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to let y'all know not to go. And I did read this. This was a red flag when I was looking at reviews on the company. One driver had left a review saying, I highly recommend that no one works at this company. They are a rip-off. The day that you decide that you want to quit, they're going to hit you with a lot of expenses just so they won't pay you. He was like, I've been a truck driver for 5 years. And he was like, I stayed with this company 30 days, and it has been a complete nightmare. I should have knew not to fly out there to go to the company. Like I said, once I got there, it was so unprofessional, very unprofessional. So yeah, anyway, I'm about to figure out how I'm going to recover my $500 that I worked for, that I put my blood, sweat, and tears in, sleeping on a truck that had no heat at night. Give me my motherfucking money, okay? Give me my $500. You don't just take money, $500 from nobody, and nothing's wrong with your equipment. The equipment is at your terminal, not starting up. That's not my problem, okay? Get a new battery and learn how to treat your employees better. But, man, fuck off with that company. Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. Crazy as hell. But look, anyway, my friend just told me about Bigo. And baby, I'm about to go Bigo because they was alive on Bigo. Thanks for listening to my story. I'm going to keep this up because this company really got me messed up. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about their names, but I'm going to let y'all know. Go to that company at your own discretion, okay? The mother effers is crazy. And they don't have a lot of proper working trucks. Now, this was a red flag, too. When I actually got to the terminal in Indiana, it was already truck drivers standing outside and walking in the inside, complaining about their trucks, how the truck was in the shop. the week before, and they back in the shop because something's wrong with the truck, and they trying to hurry up and get them out because they don't want them to scare me off. But it was already truck drivers talking about the equipment. I'm really getting fed, but no, I'm not gonna say that because, like I said, I do got 2 opportunities where they pay really good as a local truck driver. It's not a Monday through Friday, but hey, baby, it's local where I can come home and be with my family, and that's what I want. I don't want to be over the road. I'm good. I tried it as a team driver before. It was terrible. I just tried it as a solo. Nope, I'm good. I am good. Unless it's my truck, I don't want it. But to each his own. Anyway, y'all can catch me on Bigo, okay? I'm over there.